Sean, and thanks for everybody for being here so late. I know that filing taxes is probably the most exciting thing you've heard all night, but it's about to go up to 11 because your state government is in the house and it's going to get rowdy up in here. Like you do. All right. Well, my name's Geoff, and I'm the Animation and Video Game Liaison with the Texas Film Commission.
I'm Stephanie Whallon. I'm the Production Incentives Liaison at the Texas Film Commission.
So we will start with the number one question that we are always asked, which is, so what's a film commission? And in short, this one? Yeah. So basically, I need my cheat sheet too. But we are the resource for the moving image industry stakeholders within and outside of Texas. So what does that mean? Basically, we cover film, we cover animation, we cover commercial shoots, we cover music video shoots, and we cover video games very heavily and try and support that in Texas. So what does that mean? What do we offer? We do location scouting, and we do navigation through state agencies for folks, because that's probably the trickiest waters you can deal with. Like TxDOT. Like if you need something from TxDOT, we can help you navigate those waters. We also have listings of production resources. So let's say you're a modeler. You can list with us, and if someone's looking for a modeler, they can go through our directory and find you, and hey, maybe you get work. We also have listings for educational resources, so if you're looking to expand your horizons, or you've got a cousin or a daughter who's looking to go to school and get an education in games or films or something like that, we can also help them find the best school for them. And then we also do assistance with film festival or conference planning, just kind of giving advice. We work with pretty much every single film festival in the state, so we kind of just coach and give kind of pointers there. And then we also promote the state to outside moving image industry stakeholders. So folks from the coast that we're looking to learn to do business in Texas, whether it's shooting here or something else, we try and bring them here. So the next question is, what does that have to do with video games? Because I'm guessing the majority of people in here are game devs. Is that correct? Yeah. So the short version of it is that when the Film Commission came into its beginnings, it was all film. It's the Texas Film Commission. But as the game scene kind of rose up, there was a definite recognition of how important it was to the state. And if we just kind of look at our stock numbers, you all know this, you've all heard this, but we are the number 2 state in the USA for game development. And that's a pretty cushy spot to be in. And we would love to compete with California and be number 1. We will see. But right now we're doing pretty good at number 2. And we are home to 180 studios that generate 4,800 plus jobs, which is a hell of a lot of jobs for here. And obviously Austin is the leader in the game scene in the state. So we recognize how important this industry is, and we want to help out however we can. Gotcha. Maybe. So how do we help Austin game devs specifically? And we have that directory of contacts. A lot of what we do is networking and helping open doors for folks. So let's say you're trying to talk to a company and you're not getting anything from them. It's just crickets. We can help open that door for you. What I always tell everyone is that we will always try for you. We can't guarantee that we can open doors for you, but we will always ask, and I would say the majority of the time it ends up going through and you're able to talk to somebody that you wouldn't otherwise be able to. And we also do developer partnerships. For example, there was a guy in California who wanted to develop, he had Texas money and an idea for a game, and he wanted to develop here in Texas to take advantage of our incentives. And so we partnered him with a developer, and they are off to a great start. And we also provide location services. Like, we'd love to see some more studios growing in size. We can help you find a new home. We can help you. We have 2 location scouts that are amazing. They can show you spaces that you might not have thought of, and we can also help connect you with brokers who will find places for you to live and work. And then outside of that, we also exploit marketing opportunities to promote the Texas video game community. So that means basically sponsorships, and we're big sponsors for Fantastic Arcade. We're sponsoring Captivate. We're sponsoring pretty much any big video game thing that comes through town we want to be a part of and get our name out there, because we want people to know that we are here to help. In addition to that, we collaborate with municipalities such as the Austin Chamber of Commerce, City of Austin, businesses, and other industry stakeholder groups to attract businesses to Texas. I always say that my job is a bunch of weird hats that I have to wear, hopefully a sorting hat. Everybody likes a Harry Potter joke, I hope.
That's good.
Thank you. Yeah, zing. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. And my wife is rolling her eyes. So I'm trying to get businesses to come to Texas, but also bolstering the ones that are already here and helping out however we can. So the large part of that, which was addressed earlier, and we want to speak to this, is the Texas Moving Image Industry Incentives Program, or TMIP, because saying that whole long thing is a pain in the butt. In 2012 alone, game-centric applicants received, or spent, $87,928,840 in Texas. And of that, Austin spent the bulk, about $69 million. And we paid out grants in excess of $9 million back to video game developers specifically in the state. And Stephanie is the pro on the program, so she's going to speak to that. I'll hand it over to her.
Oh.
It's that button.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to give you a brief overview of the incentive program, first of all, we are a grant program. We aren't a tax incentive. And so there's 3 minimum thresholds for video games. The minimum required spend for a video game is $100,000. Film and TV are $250,000. 60% of your production days must be in Texas, and 70% of your total number of crew and cast must be verifiable Texas residents. And the incentive calculation is based on a tier system based on your budget. So from $100,000 to $1 million in spend, you get a 5% grant rebate. And then you're also, if your place of work is in an underutilized area, you may qualify for an additional 2.5% bump. And from $1 million to $5 million, it's 10%, and from $5 million plus, it's 15%. And you see this little note at the bottom. As of September 1st, there's going to be some changes to our program. Hopefully, some of the rates may change, which is pretty exciting. And, what did I do?
That one.
Sorry. Anyway, some of the rates may change, and if you have questions, you can totally see me. I'll give you my card, and I can tell you all about it. But as of September 1st, you'll see all the new information on our website. So because we are a state agency, there are statutory things that we can't allow. And so here's just a short list of some of the things that wouldn't qualify for a video game application. Obviously, obscene material, projects that include content which portrays Texas or Texans in a negative light, projects intended for course credit, and application software, system software, middleware, and casino games. The application process is fairly painless, although if you look at our website right now, it's kind of wordy and scary, but trust me, it's pretty easy. You just have to fill out an online application. It should take you about 10 minutes, and then we ask for a budget and some sort of synopsis, game story, summary, just to give us an idea of what the game is about.
All right, so we just wrapped up our legislative session just, like a week ago? It's finally over? This week it was, huzzah! So we can talk about next steps and what's next for the next biennium. So, we receive our appropriation every 2 years, and that's why, as Chills mentioned earlier, we received up to $95 million for the next 2 years to spend on projects statewide, whether it's film, animation. We will be adding visual effects into the program that will be eligible to receive payment, and video games. So what's the plan? What we're going to do is we will continue, as we have been doing, to promote Texas as a go-to production center for games and film and everything else that I just mentioned. we're going to be getting the word out a lot stronger and kind of pushing and pushing and pushing. Our incentives are never, ever, ever going to be able to compete with BC or any of these other folks that can offer, 60 cents on the dollar. We just can't. But we can make ourselves more marketable. Austin is a hell of a place to be, and that's kind of our chip. That's one of our big chips that we put out there. In addition, we're going to increase the presence of the industry in Texas. We'd love to see Texas get to #1. Maybe, we'll try. But we also want to promote the growth and development here of the folks that are already here. Everyone in this room knows what it's like to be beholden to coastal money. We don't want to do that anymore. We'd like to bring in business, but we also want to help everyone that's already here. We also want to just listen to what's happening in the industry. It's getting cheaper every single day to make a game, and we recognize that. We're not dumb. We see the way it's gone. It's gone from building AAA titles exclusively to spending 25 to 50K on a mobile app that sells like gangbusters, like Adam Saltzman's a great example. In addition, we want to help create a stable job environment, both in Austin and at large, and we also want to help foster a creative environment for folks here. We also, most importantly, want to prepare for the next biennium so we can repeat the money that we got or do better. One big thing that I want to address is a lot of folks look to us to change that minimum spend of 100K. Unfortunately, that is not in our power to do. It is written into the statute and it is law. So how do we change it? Just as I said, we recognize that. How many people in this room are game devs? Can you raise your arm? Gotcha. How many people have shipped a project that cost more than 100K? How many people are working on a project right now that is above 100K? And how many people would like to receive free money from the government? Everybody! Yay! Really, we want to help. So what do? It's basically up to you guys to take control of it. The Texas Film Commission was started by a group of small business owners who got together, organized, and made their message heard on the ledge. They went to the state legislature. The state legislature wrote it in the law, and it's been that way ever since. And I think the majority of those small business owners are filmmakers and related to film. So, what do you think?
Well, yeah. The majority of the voices that get heard in session tend to be filmmakers, and we want to advocate for you guys to start forming groups to lobby and make them know that $100,000 isn't maybe the best minimum threshold, that there are lots of games and applications going on that cost 10 grand, 5 grand, and those things deserve to be incentivized as well. But we, as state employees, can't lobby for your industry. You guys have to do that.
Yeah, so we can give advice and give pointers and kind of help connect the dots for you, but at the end of the day, the power is up to you. So if you really want to change that minimum spend, now is the time to do it. We just wrapped our session. There's no better time. The iron is hot for you guys to get out and start organizing, find some leadership, and make this happen. And you can do it. It's not without the realm of possibility. So I would encourage you guys to get out there and organize and see what you can do. And I think that is about all we have to say. Yay.